What's going on, YouTube? Today I bring you my last of my positional rankings for the 2022 NFL Draft with our safeties. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, starting off with my number one guy, I pretty easily have Kyle Hamilton, who, and I know I'm going to get some flack for this, because it's a safety. But as of right now, Kyle Hamilton is my number one player in the 2022 NFL class. This guy is just insanely talented. I mean, the thing is like, even for his athletic ability, how quick he is, how physical he is, how shut down in coverage he is, he's 6'4", 219 pounds. Like, this guy is an insane athlete, especially for his size. I mean, the only kind of weakness is that he shows a bit of rawness with his tackling, but even then it's kind of like that's literally it. That is the one weakness you could give. Like, he was insane in his first year. He got even better in the run game in his second year. Like, there's nothing to point out that's bad about this guy. If there is, let me know, but nothing that I've seen shows that this guy should be dropping past the top 5. Like, I know people don't want safeties to go that high. You know, I know obviously like they don't hold a ton of positional value, but when you have a top tier guy, it makes a difference. And Kyle Hamilton is one of those top tier guys. He is an insanely talented person. And so I have him here as my number one safety. Number 2, I have Brandon Joseph out of Northwestern. Brandon Joseph, 6'1", 192, cannot find his age in his third year here. Dude's very physical. He's a very smart safety, and he's a very good run defender as well. That's going to be a reoccurring theme in this video. There's a lot of good run defending safeties. Weaknesses to Joseph's game is that he's definitely a one-year wonder. I mean, he's had one great year, and then his other year was pretty bad. I don't know if he just didn't play that year. Also, he's just not the most athletic guy in the world. But like, if he repeats, you know, what we saw from that one year, like, there's no doubt in my mind that this guy will be a first rounder. I don't think he'll ever be over Kyle Hamilton because, again, Kyle Hamilton is just that kind of a special player. I mean, if I have a safety as my number one player in the class, I mean, that just shows you how good they are. So, like, yeah, besides the athleticism, he's a one-year wonder, but, like, if he keeps up that production, I mean, he'll pretty easily be a very high pick as well. So, Brandon Joseph is a pretty talented safety here at number 2. Number 3, I have Jordan Battle out of Alabama, 6'1", 210, that could not find the age and is in his third year. Very athletic. Unlike Brandon Joseph, he's a very athletic dude, and he's really good in deep coverage, actually. That was something that kind of popped out to me. You know, he's kind of that high-hanging free safety type, but he's also very good at getting in on the run game. Weaknesses of Battle is that the upside isn't great. He's never going to be like a top 5 safety in the NFL, just because he doesn't possess a lot of those natural traits. He's not, you know, I don't list him as weaknesses here, but he's not the smartest guy in the world. There's just a few too many things to where the upside is definitely limited, and his physicality could definitely be a lot better. Although he is a good run defender, he just lacks to get physical, and so that can result in a few missed tackles and stuff. But like, as a single high free safety and stuff, he's very good, super athletic, and gets in on that run game when he needs to. So I still like Jordan Battle. He's kind of on the fringe of like first round for me right now, but he is my number 3 safety in this class. Number 4, I have Bubba Bolden out of Miami, and this is frustrating because 6'3", 200, the dude is physical as all crap. Like, he's a great run defender, and there's just a huge amount of upside with Bubba Bolden. The weaknesses are just definitely something to lay eyes on. I mean, he was pretty awful in coverage, unlike a Kyle Hamilton that I'm pretty sure over the last 2 years, he's only led up 3 plays that went for 15 plus yards, and I don't think he's allowed a single touchdown. Bubba Bolden, I believe that he had around like 18 yards that went for 15, or 18 plays that went for 15 plus yards. It was somewhere in there, but like, it's still not horrible, but there were times in coverage where he was just god awful. And tackling has also been a big issue. And beyond anything, really, off-field issues have also been a bit of a concern. A few legal things and stuff. So with Bubba Bolden, it's weird because he's insanely physical. He's got great run defense, and he's got a ton of upside, but there's these core mechanics to a safety that he's really just missing, as well as some off-the-field issues. This is a guy that I could see putting it together this year and exploding into that first-round conversation. I think for right now, he's still got to be my number 4 because I think he's better than the rest of these guys on the list. There's a pretty big drop-off after this, although it is still it's a pretty big drop-off in talent. Because again, Bubba Bolden is not horrible, but he's been pretty bad in some aspects. So he's going to be here at number 4 for me. Number 5, I have Colby Harvell-Peel out of Oklahoma State, 6 feet, 210, in his 4th year here. Similar to Bubba Bolden, he's a very physical, good run defender. He's also a very smart safety, unlike Bubba Bolden. Now, weaknesses at playing at OSU is that you're not playing the best competition in the world as far as, smart offenses getting over the top of you. Because Harvell-Peel kind of is that dual safety, but I see him as a bit more of that free safety in a way. Another issue with that is the fact that he lacks speed. It's just really not where it should be, and so it's frustrating because he's a physical, smart guy, but I don't feel like he fits a strong safety role, but yet he's lacking in speed in some other aspects. Tackling at times can be a bit of an issue for him. All around, like I said, there's a pretty big drop-off. I think Bubba Bolden and the other 3 guys are first, second rounders, and then I don't see Harvell-Peel probably going until at least the 4th round, so there's definitely a drop-off here. I still think Harvell-Peel definitely has the most upside out of many of these other guys, which is why he's here at number 5. And he's got some nice physical traits and stuff, but there are just some core mechanics he's lacking as a safety. So we'll have to see how he plays this year, but I could expect him to once again be another breakout candidate this year. Number 6, I have Keith Gallman, it's probably Gallman, out of South Alabama, 5'9", 205. He's in his 4th year here. Thing about Gallman is that he's actually very consistent. He's consistently a good run defender. He is consistently good in coverage. When it comes to his actual game, there's not much to nag on. He's a great tackler. He's shut down in coverage at times, and his upside is insane because I feel like this is one of those players that, although we're seeing him play weaker competition and his production has been lacking, I feel like we definitely have yet to see his top level of play. This is a guy that I could very well see rising up a bunch of draft boards late in the draft process, at the Senior Bowl and stuff like that. Keith Gallman, I'm a big fan of. I love a lot of the physical traits and upside on him, and this is going to be a guy that I think you should be watching out for this year. So Keith Gallman here at number 6. Number 7 is going to be Marcus Hooker out of Ohio State. Malik Hooker's brother, I believe. If I'm wrong, correct me on that. 5'11", 200, also in his 4th year here with Ohio State. This is a weird prospect because there is a ton of upside with Marcus Hooker. Perhaps the biggest upside of the safety class. He is quick. That is definitely the one strength I can give him right now, is that he's a pretty quick guy. The obvious weaknesses is that his production has been very, very lackluster his first 3 years. The experience is just not there, even though he's a senior. He's not played all that much, and physicality is definitely lacking for Hooker. The main reason I have him here at number 7 is because I think, again, he's one of those breakout candidates, and I think Ohio State is kind of that right off or defense for him. We just really haven't yet to see him all that much, and I think he could be another one of these late bloomers in his senior year and stuff that could raise up into that 3rd, 2nd round discussion. I have him at 7 right now because, again, I love the upside on him. I love some of the physical traits, but we're just going to have to see from him right now. I do think he holds that talent for sure, though. Number 8, Nolan Turner out of Clemson, 6'1", 205, 23 years old. He's a super senior here with Clemson. Weird thing about Nolan Turner is that he's gotten better every single year he's been at Clemson. His production, his run defense, everything about his game has slowly improved every single year. They're not big improvements. He's still not this great player, even though he's improved every year for 4 years. But he has slowly improved. I think as it stands right now, he's probably a 4th rounder. Once sort of similar to Marcus Hooker, he's a quick guy, but there's just some weaknesses to a game. His upside is definitely very limited. I feel with just how slow he seems to develop, he's definitely a developmental project, and because of how slow he takes to develop, it's not there in my opinion. The upside, easy production. Like again, the production has increased every year, but I feel it's been very easy production for him. He gets the easy picks and stuff. Like I don't feel like he himself has improved a whole lot as a safety. He's slowly done it, and then also similar to Marcus Hooker, he's just not lacking. He's just lacking physicality in general. He's obviously a bit older than most of these other guys. He's going to be 24, I believe, in his rookie year. So, it's an interesting prospect because it's a safe prospect, like one of the safest. You know what you're getting, and there is still the potential he does develop over time, but he is far from ever going to be like a top 10 safety. He doesn't really even have that many favorable traits. Like I said, there's a big drop off here, but I have Nolan Turner at number 8. Number 9, we have Trace Sterling out of Ohio State, second Ohio State player on this list, 5'11", 200, 22 years old, and in his 4th year. Trace Sterling, another interesting prospect because when it comes to physical traits, like he's got it. Like tackling is great. He's very physical. And once again, has great run defense. The problems with Trace Sterling is, just like Harvell Peel, he's not playing the best competition in the world. I feel like his upside is very, very limited. I think we've pretty much seen what we're going to get from him at this point, which is a little concerning because his speed is very lackluster, and in coverage, he's not always the best, which is why he's down here number 9. If you know what you're getting from him and what you're getting isn't all that great, especially from someone who, again, is going to be a little bit up there in age by the time his rookie year, he's a prospect that I definitely could see falling a lot in the draft. I don't think he'll go undrafted, but I'd probably say like 5th, 6th round for him right now. So Trace Sterling here at number 9. And then number 10, Rodrigo Blankenship's, again, brother, I believe. Again, if I'm wrong, and correct me. But 6'1", 200. Could not find his age, but he's in his 5th year here at Middle Tennessee, so also a super senior. So he's probably 22, 23 right now. Strengths. Again, once again, another weird prospect because there's so many traits to like about him. He's quick. He's a great tackler. He's very physical. I love that about him. He's got such insane upside. The problem is that, again, you're not playing the best competition. He's not very athletic, and he's struggled with consistency a lot at times, especially like run defense and stuff. But his senior year was just god-awful. I don't know if he dealt with injuries or there was some other issues. If there was, let me know, but his senior year was awful. If he would have come out last year, he probably would have gone undrafted, and I don't even know if a team would have picked him up because it was so bad. Thing is, the first 3 years we saw a great player, and it's another one of those cases where even though it's against weaker competition, I don't feel like that's going to limit what he can do in the NFL. So if he can have a bounce back year here in his 5th year, I definitely see this guy raising a bunch, even though he'll be an older player, once again, probably 23, 24 going in. He's got a lot of physical traits that I love about him. And yeah, there's a lot to like about Blankenship. So I have him at 10 because of that senior year, but he plays well again, and he'll definitely rise up these a lot. So Reed Blankenship here at number 10. And then just some guys to take note in. Tyke Smith out of Georgia is just a guy that I'm not as high on as other people, but he's still someone to keep an eye on. Yusuf Corker out of Kentucky, just kind of one of those bigger names. He's pretty athletic. Marcelino Ball out of Indiana, another guy that I'm just going to keep my eye on, And then Markel Dismuke, this is a guy that got brought to my attention by a friend of mine. He's shown some nice things at Nebraska, seems to be a pretty good run defender as well, so I'm just going to keep an eye on him. But that is going to end off our positional rankings for the 2022 NFL Draft. Of course, these are way too early, just my first looks at these guys. But if you guys did like the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. We're going to be diving right into those 2021 analysis videos. We've already got the Texans, Lions, Eagles, and Raiders up. So if you want to go watch those, go ahead. Should have the number 28 team out tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see all you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.